Hey everyone, I'm going to do a little tutorial on lock picking. So if you're ever in a sticky situation, like handcuffs, you'll be able to escape. Now, I do not recommend you doing this as far as the police, because if you just merely escape out of handcuffs, it's attempted escape, which is a felony. Okay? So I have to put my little disclaimer there. Now, these are the handcuffs that police use. They're the generic ones, not the cheap, like $7 or $8 pair, but the police, they use something called Peerless or Smith& and Wesson. These are Valor. Another good brand is Fury. They all work the same, have the same key, which is a barrel key, hollow barrel with one bit. Okay, to unlock it, you turn it clockwise to the right. Okay, and you could see that. Now, these double lock, and that's what uh, those little uh, push things are. You use this end of the key to push it, and when you double lock it, all that does is it keeps them from tightening up. All right, and double lock it all the way. It keeps it from tightening up. That way, if they're behind your back, you're in like a squad car or something, they won't tighten up on you and cut your circulation off. Okay, to undo it, you turn the key counterclockwise and that will kick out. Okay, and then they can tighten. Now, how handcuffs basically work, most of them, is inside. If you look, there's teeth right in here. That's the locking mechanism, okay? And here is the bow, as we call, of the cuff. And because the other teeth are going in the opposite direction, these will not be pulled open. Now, to see where you need to put your pick, if you're going to pick using the keyhole, and there's two different ways which I'm going to show you. You watch where the bit, like if you had x-ray vision, where it stops, okay? And the bit stops about right here. So that's where we're going to have to push our bobby pin or whatever. Um, and, obviously, since we're going to be using a pick, always have a key. Always, always, just in case. Because handcuffs aren't toys. They can be, but even then have keys. All right. One way of picking, you could use like a bobby pin and pick this way, okay? Because you take some pliers and you curve it over, and that pushes against the lever, pushing that locking mechanism down, as I did. I'm surprised I was able to do it. That's one way of doing it, and it's actually quicker than using the key. Now, or you can use a safety pin. A fish hook is good too. Or a paper clip. All right. And so you put them on. If we're going to be using this method, since the safety is a little easier, we're going to use that method. You always want to get the hand that's easiest free first. So you do that. And as you are picking, you want to apply pressure so when that goes down, it will pop open, okay? Just like that. This is starting to bend. And that's one way of picking. Okay, another way of picking, they call it shimming. Now this is good, and I fooled a great many of people. I've had people seal the keyholes and write their name, so they know there's no way I could have picked the cuffs open. Okay, so you have them put on like this, and we're going to use this part as a shim. And what this does is it separates the locking mechanism from the teeth. So it's like a smooth glide. And this is even quicker. This is my preferred favorite way of doing it. All right. And I'll show you what happens. Now, with this inside, you will see that this keeps the locking mechanism from catching the bow. You see that? See how that rides along? And that's because of that thin metal keeping the lock-in mechanism from catching the bow. And what's good is you can buy shims from escape artist stores, and and if maybe you're doing an underwater dive or something, as you're talking to the cops or through misdirection, you can put these inside, but they're like magnetic, okay? And they have like a lip that would like overhang. So you just put these in here and put these in here. So that way they close, but you hear them click. Now, in my underwater stuff, I am using Police Regulation Handcuffs, and I'm out within seconds. I do not use a key or a pick. You never use a key or pick method. That's how a lot of escape artists have died, because what happens if you were to drop the key or pick? You're shit up the creek, you know? And you can do it behind your back using the shim method. Because if you listen, you can hear the clicks in my video. Hopefully I don't run out of time doing this. Oop. Just like that. Oh, okay. All right. And then obviously, just like that. So this is the shim method. That way you don't have to gain entry through the keyhole as with a safety pin. And again, because all cuffs are different, though police issue handcuffs, they're all the same. So one key will open all of them because they're interchangeable. If one cop handcuffs a guy, he'll go off with another cop. So this is a master key, in other words. But you always want to follow, as if you had X-ray vision, of where the bit stops. And if you look, the bit stops about right here. So that is where you'd want to apply pressure if there are any other cuffs. Anyway, that is how to pick regulation police handcuffs without using a key. Obviously, you would have these tools concealed on you, really well. And get books on escape artistry, and you can learn how. All right, thank you. God bless you. Handcuffs Escapes for Magicians and Escape Artists, Dick Norman. That's a good book. All right, peace.